Goodness. Well, first, I think the bottom line is that here at NATO we achieved a solid and sustainable consensus on our objectives and what it will take to achieve them. I spoke at length with many of my counterparts about the practical steps we all have to take to pressure and isolate Gadhafi and advance our efforts to protect the Libyan people.
Is the Libya case one of the hardest tests for the NATO alliance?
I have to say I'm not surprised at anything that Colonel Gadhafi and his forces do, but that is worrying information, and it's one of the reasons why the fight in Misrata is so difficult, because it's at close quarters, it's in amongst urban areas, and it poses a lot of challenges to both NATO and to the opposition. One of NATO's most important partners is Russia. Last year at Lisbon, we made historic progress together. Today, we worked to translate the promise of that moment into practical steps that strengthen our collective security.
Detained and tortured hundreds of protesters during a month of demonstrations.
The Syrian government has not addressed the legitimate demands of the Syrian people. And it is time for the Syrian government to stop repressing their citizens and start responding to their aspirations. We are watching very closely what Iran is doing in the region. We hear Iran praising the uprisings in the Middle East and in North Africa, except it doesn't praise what happens inside Iran, and it doesn't praise what is happening in Syria. It is a further example of the hypocrisy of the Iranian regime. We do see activities by Iran to try to take advantage of these uprisings. They are trying to exploit unrest. They are trying to advance their agenda in neighboring countries. They continue to try to undermine peace and stability, to provoke further conflict.